The following is a presentation of the Healthcare Facilities Network.
So we are live at the NEHES Spring 2023 conference. The event kicks off in just about 90 minutes. This is the main ballroom where the event will take place. And up front, we have our distinguished guests. I'm Peter Martin, by the way, president of Gosselin Martin Associates. Thank you for tuning in to the Healthcare Facilities Network. The Healthcare Facilities Network is the network that tells the stories of healthcare facilities management. And I'm very happy to have you two guys. This is Dan Boyer. Dan is Director of Facilities, Sturdy Memorial Hospital in Attleboro, Massachusetts. Dan is also the past president of NEHES 2022. Dan? Yes, sir. This is Pete Girard.
How are we doing?
I'm well, Pete. How are you?
Good.
Pete's the Director of Facility Operations. Do you have an operations at hand?
Yeah, it's just Director of Facilities Engineering at Winchester Hospital.
So Pete's at Winchester Hospital in Winchester, Massachusetts. That's part of the Beth Israel Lahey Health Organization. So Pete and Dan are the first two live guests on the Healthcare Facility Network. So you don't win anything, but I'm, I'm appreciative of them being here. So one of the things that the Healthcare Facilities Network wants to do is tell the stories of healthcare facilities management. And who is a main driver of the industry, of the discipline, of the education, of the networking? It's at the chapter level. And NEHES is one of the best chapters out there in the United States. I say that not because I'm from New England, but because you guys have demonstrated experience. I just want to say one thing, and I'm going to click it over. You'll see that we are in front of the banners of Maine, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. Which banners are over there, guys? I don't want you to get in trouble with your membership.
Maybe Massachusetts,
New Hampshire.
Vermont.
Yep.
So Mass, Vermont, New Hampshire. Let me ask a question. Is it difficult? So you have a 6-state region. Pete was also the president during the COVID tortured year of
2020. Yeah. We
So-
didn't do anything that year.
Yes.
Oh, no, we did a virtual conference.
That's right. I remember that. How'd the virtual go?
It went pretty well. It was the first time, so there was a lot of big learning curve. But in general, it worked out well that everybody still got some CEUs, and we all get together and do a little bit of network, even if it was on Zoom,
Exactly.
and get some education.
I'll be honest, having been to both the virtual NEHES conference and the virtual ASHE conference, certainly ASHE had much more bells and whistles to it, but I found the NEHES conference was a better fit for me in my region than the national conference of ASHE.
Any reason for that, Dan? That you found it a better fit?
Well, I think obviously the networking that you get from being in people that are in your general area, I think is an outstanding opportunity to talk to people that are going through the same issues that you're going through.
Yeah, absolutely, especially during that year.
Yes.
So New England, as probably most of you know, is a pretty small region of the country, even though we are 6 states here. I wanted to ask, do you ever have challenges dealing with hospitals from different states, or do you come together kind of homogenously as one area?
I think we all work well together. I think up in our area, we kind of deal with the same thing because it's more of a climate thing, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
so we all deal with the same things: the yearly, the in between seasons, the lovely things that New England gives to us. New England's great when the weather is really nice, but there's always those weird spots in
Yes.
our weather up here. But
Absolutely. I mean, we didn't get much snow up here this snow either, much to my chagrin. Probably not yours, or
Yeah.
you're a snowmobiler, right?
I like to ski, but
Ski.
yeah,
So
yeah. So not too much snow
Not
last
too
couple of
much.
years.
Not too much. So I wanted to ask, the theme for the conference is between a rock and a hard place, balancing the capital load. How'd you guys arrive at that?
So I was not in the committee meeting where they decided on the theme for this year's theme, but going back to our fall conference last year, which was net zero, so much more than going green, and it was all really centered on sustainability. And with the government's push to be 2035, 50% reduction in carbon emissions, and then net zero by 2050, and they're talking about pushing that up to 2040.
Yeah, they just said that the other day.
Yeah. So,
Will you guys be retired?
I hope so.
but
I hear ya.
but with those things in mind, I think there's going to be a big challenge to get financial money from the C-suite to make the required upgrades to get to those sustainability checkpoints. So our job is to get C-suite buy-in on the required changes that are coming, and I think this the conference here today is going to give you ideas on how to approach that with the C-suite.
Do you guys, relative to the C-suite, because you're right, Dan, I mean, you can do all of the planning, but if you're running into that stone wall up at the C-suite, what good is it going to do you in the end run? Well, how do you find that most directors, managers, what's their level of comfortability dealing with the C-suite? Because this is really a skill you need now on steroids over the past 5 years because it's so important. How do people feel dealing with the C-suite from the manager-director role?
Like where I am at Winchester Hospital, we're a little bit of a smaller hospital organization, and I deal with the C-suite all the time. So we already have a good relationship. So I think it works out well that, at least for me, that I'm talking directly with these people, and we kind of have a feel of where we're going, especially with the crisis lately of everybody's capital's been cut.
Yeah.
All the staffing issues that are out there for we're paying traveling nurses, and it's really affecting every hospital out there. It's not just us. The healthcare organization, it's a little rough out there right now.
That's a good way.
It's a little scary where that could be going. We need the money, and if we can't get it, what's going to happen to us? You know what I mean?
Right. And that traveling nurse theme was pretty universal across the board.
country. Yeah.
Everybody you talk to.
Yeah.
Obviously, we need nurses, but you need buildings too.
Right. Absolutely.
So the nurses have to work.
Yeah.
Have to work somewhere. So how does an organization like NEHES, how do you guys, not just through this conference, but how do you try to push that information out, to educate the people, to continue to give them the value that they've gotten from NEHES for, I don't know, how many years now?
Well, it's 65 now.
Yeah.
This is
65.
Definitely over 60.
years
I don't
old.
remember exactly.
So yeah, no, it's definitely 65.
Is it?
I was 2018 chairman of the planning committee.
Okay.
And that was the 60th year.
Yeah, that's right.
So how do you continue, and I have to say first, because he'll kill me if I don't. So my business partner, Jack Gosselin, was a president
Founding member,
of
right?
NEHES and a founding member. So Jack, this is out to you. If I didn't mention him, he might be mad.
Yeah.
How do you guys continue to build on that value that was created 65 years ago?
Well, I think by giving back through the education that we offer obviously the spring seminar, we offer the fall conference, and on top of that, we offer scholarships to further your education within college, going for a master's degree or what have you. And we also offer scholarships to send people to our conferences and to the ASHE conference.
How many people did we send to Boston last year? 40?
No,
Wow.
it was 16 we sent to Boston.
16.
But that was full conference
Full
and
conference,
hotel. So
And then we
it
still
was
did a
about
bunch of
$1,500 per person that we fronted.
That's a great investment in people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$1,500 a person.
And then we took the rest of the money we had allocated and sent another 20 or so to the NEHES conference.
Wow. You think about it, that $1,500 per person that you spend. There are some organizations for when you're hiring somebody on director, you're looking at your benefits. They might offer $750 a year in education.
Yeah, right.
And there you are, $1,500 first. So that's great. Do you guys? We're gonna have to wrap up here only because these guys have a job to do to welcome people who are right outside these walls. But what are the challenges? Dan, you were president last year. Pete, you're this year. What are the challenges running a society in 2023? Getting people to come, getting people to be more interactive. What are the challenges running a society in 2023? What are you up against?
I think a lot of it, well, obviously we're through the COVID thing and nobody wants to talk about that anymore, so.
I
you know,
almost hate saying
I
that
know,
word,
I
Pete,
know.
to be completely honest.
Right.
And occasionally you have to.
Right. But it's, now that we're back to normal, it's, I think it's, people are really itching to get out to stuff like this. We're getting free education over here, you know, free, minimal to free, but.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think like me and Dan were saying, a lot of it's the relationships we make with each other, and I can call Dan and say, hey Dan, what'd you do here? Or, you know, you don't need to reinvent the wheel every time, so.
Yep.
So networking is huge for me.
Yeah.
And I think the challenge is getting, like, we're trying to get these people from the hospitals that we don't usually see.
Yeah.
So to get them to bring them into the fold too, because they probably have some ideas that we haven't seen yet,
Yep.
and vice versa.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm also membership chair, and so reaching out to hospitals that, we don't have membership in is a big thing for me. We're trying to drive our membership up by 10% this year.
Wow.
Is
that an aggressive goal, 10%? It seems it.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
It seems like an aggressive goal, but I think we're well on our way to making that number.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy with that. But I'm literally reaching out to people on the phone and asking, hey, have you heard of NEHES? Trying to get the name out there. It seems like it would be on everybody's mind within facilities, but it's really not. And we have the hospitals that we're already saturated in, and we have a good mix of those people. But getting to those other hospitals that may have newer facilities directors and getting them involved with NEHES, just touching him back to the talking to the C-suite, right? This gives you an opportunity to learn. It's not everybody's well equipped to handle public speaking, and if you're going to make that push to the C-suite to get those funds, I really think that you need to be able to stand up in front of a group of people and make that argument. And this is an excellent opportunity for you to get comfortable with speaking in front of people as well.
That's a great one.
That's a good point, Dan.
It's interesting, Dan, you bring that up, because I talked to two people this week. One down at the Delaware Valley Engineering, they had their spring meeting 2 weeks ago. And then another guy I was talking to just last week. They both mentioned Toastmasters. They brought Toastmasters into their organizations to help people exactly with that public speaking component of it.
Yeah.
And we talk about soft skills a lot.
Yeah.
But we don't always talk about the speaking part of it,
Right.
which is really the core, right? So when's the fall conference?
September 22nd to the 25th. Does that sound right?
I think it died.
Yeah.
Up in Maine, right? Is it Maine this year?
It's in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire?
Yep. We'll be in Manchester.
Manchester, New Hampshire.
I don't want to move you to Portland.
Yeah.
It starts on the last Sunday of September.
Yeah.
So whatever that date is this year, it's the last Sunday of September till the Wednesday immediately.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate Dan Boyer from Sturdy Memorial Hospital, Pete Girard, Winchester Hospital. Both of these gentlemen work in Massachusetts. I know that everybody is out there looking for tradespeople. You're looking to hire people. I know we don't have enough people. One of the things at the Healthcare Facilities Network, we don't have any camera people. So if you're a camera person and you want to work for the Healthcare Facilities Network, send me your resume. Otherwise, you can.
This has been a presentation of the Healthcare Facilities Network. Please like this video and subscribe to our network and help us succeed in our mission of filling the pipeline of new employees for healthcare facilities management. Thank you so much for watching.